So part two of the bang fiasco, child. Oh my goodness. So here I'm still like, okay, there's definitely something like missing. And I really feel like it was the part portion, like right in the middle. It just felt a little bit too thin to me. Like I felt like I needed another piece. So when I originally slid in that first track up there for the bang, I'm like, there is a little bit more space, so maybe I can shimmy in something else. So sometimes you can see like when I move the bang a certain way, it does look good, like, but I knew, like, say when the wind would start to blow or something like that, you would tell like it was kind of a little bit of a gap. So I'm like, just for safekeepings, it won't hurt. Like, let's just put in another piece. So this is me right here cutting another piece of the track to see if I can just slide it in right in the middle without it looking bulky or without, like, I just really wanted to make sure that it was going to look symmetrical. So right here, when I tested it out, I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'm feeling it. A little bit of extra piece right there, I think was really going to do the job. So here I'm just, again, testing it out. So I'm like, yeah, I think that's exactly what I needed, just a little bit more center length, because I wasn't really that pressed about the other portions looking shorter, because I know I was going to go back in and kind of like try to frame my face and cut it a little bit. So where the outsides would be like, everything wouldn't be the same length, basically. So here I put the bonding glue, so now I'm actually going to put it in to solidify it. You can see how much extra space I kind of had. So it ended up working out really well, to be honest. So when I bonded it down, I overestimated the length of the track. So once I glue it, you're going to see, I'm going to zoom in, there's a little piece of black right there. So I'm just going to go in with the scissors and like trim it a little bit. If you do an install like this, just be careful. Like, make sure you trim it and don't cut the actual hair, because that will stick out like a sore thumb, especially if you are doing a bang. And depending on what type of cut it is, you will be able to see like the harsh line. So just be careful with that part. So hair is going down, but I could see that there was still kind of like a little piece of glue or some things that you could see that I didn't want to be able to show through. So here I'm going to take the rat tail comb and kind of just rake through it and make sure that not only that the track is actually bonded in and that it's sat down, but that I'm like brushing out the little black pieces of glue that you can kind of still see a little bit right there. So now that that is done and the tracks are all in and everything, I'm just going to go through and actually trim everything up. Right here I was actually super careful because I didn't want what happened last time to happen this time, and I have to start all over, especially because I was on my way somewhere. So I'm like, I had to speed this part up because I didn't want it to go so slow, because I really took my time with making sure that the bang really fit my face. And bangs, honestly, you can really just wing it, because everybody's face shape is different. Everybody's forehead size is different. And that is one thing about bangs too. It really will cover your forehead. If that's what you're going for, definitely look into bangs if you're not really loving your forehead for the next couple of days. So right here, instead of pulling out the curling irons and making sure that everything's flat, I'm just using the flat irons that I was already using, and I'm using the side to make sure that that center portion doesn't look like bumpy or lumpy, because when you have like a natural bang, your forehead starts to go down right there, so you don't want anything that's looking a little bit too puffy or too fluffy right there. So if you can see, when I lean in like that, I was actually reading comments from the live. Some of my supporters were helping me because I was asking questions like, I don't know why it's not looking exactly how I want it to, y'all. Like, why is it not giving? And one of my supporters, Bree, was telling me, try to curl the bang. So when I used to get wraps and stuff as a kid, I used to bump my ends so bad. I feel like that's what my grandma taught me. So now that I that I'm older, I try to just kind of flat iron it and let the bump come on its own. But when you're doing a bang, it is important to kind of like curl it, so like it falls nicely over your forehead, depending on what size your forehead is. So if you remember from the last video, I was talking about vertical cutting versus horizontal cutting. So here was the point where I wanted to do that vertical to get it kind of like on my eyes, looking a little sparse in some areas. And here is the final look, y'all. It ended up coming out so good. This was such a cute look. I have my Lorvay shades on, that yellow with the burgundy. It just really ate. Y'all tell me how y'all like the bang, and if I should do another color with a Chinese bang.